All right. Well, I'm back after a week absence. Last week I was in Brooklyn, but I was gonna do a show out there, but I was like, I was too busy partying. Like I was too busy partying after the Bonnies win. So, but yeah, it was a good time in Brooklyn. Bonnies maybe came up a little bit short in the A10 tournament, but all in all, it was a fun experience. The first time being there, being to a conference tournament, it was worth the drive, honestly. I got not only just seeing the games, I got to also see like times. But yeah, before we get into that, I did decent on my picks. Like for the last week. But yeah, lots to talk about the NCAA tournament, which is currently going on. I'll talk about my bracket, what I feel like it's gonna be like. But yeah, so yep, I just got back from I got back from Brooklyn. I think it was Saturday after we lost. So yeah, should be good. So let's see. We got there. I think it was like So I left Wednesday morning a week ago today. Yeah, left a week ago. I remember that. Then got to what else I did? Got to New Brooklyn. We pulled in there, went to a pregame party full of Bonus fans, some bar out there. It's called the Fulton Hall. Yeah, that was fun. So we did that. Got to the arena. Boy, it was in the first game. It was against LaSalle. Bonnie's beat LaSalle in that one. It came down to the wire. Bonnie somehow found a way to win that one. But Thursday's game, like 6 days ago, that was the best one. I think of all the A10 tournament games I attended was that one against Loyola Chicago. The double overtime win. I mean, that was crazy. I mean, haven't seen a crazy game for Bonnie's game since like Davidson. I think it was like 2018. It was that triple overtime game. That was way long ago. But this was a really good one too. It came down the wire too. Thing is, Bonds was down by like as much as like 16. Yeah, it's so cute. See you going to. So yeah, that was a crazy game. I mean, the Loyola was up as much as like 15 or 16. The Bonds came back, forced overtime, but those Loyola fans were obnoxious. I'll say they were obnoxious the whole time. But I wasn't afraid to give back. Instigator Mick, he ain't gonna take shit from any of their team's fans. I'll get it right back to them once the Bonnies won double overtime. But before I get in that, Daryl Banks, I'll tell you one thing. Daryl Banks there was the reason why they won that game. He was just on fire that game. Especially those big threes he kept hitting when it mattered the most for the Bonnies. So yeah, so once we won in double overtime, I told those loyal fans enjoy the NIT because they were just cocky the whole game. They got what they deserved, an L. It was even funnier. His sister Jean was there, which makes it even funnier. So yeah, went to another post game party after that one. Had another bar and all that. So Friday was an off day. I went to Times Square. Got to see Central Park as well. Got to see, 9/11 Memorial. After that, went back to Brooklyn. It was kind of a relaxing night. Saturday though, that's when our season ended. We lost to Duquesne, but it was a good game. I mean, at the beginning, I thought Bonds was going to look better, but then they just looked gassed. But it was a fun experience. So yeah. But let's look at the NCAA tournament bracket. What teams I feel that should not have made the tournament, honestly. One of them is definitely UVA. They lost last night in their playing game in the NCAA tournament. This is exactly, for example, why they should not have been in there. Their offense is terrible. I mean, they're a low-scoring team. They only scored 14 points in the first half last night. I mean, how did they get in over like a Pitt or a Seton Hall or an Oklahoma? I mean, are you kidding me? How? That's what I'll get. Like, teams like that got snubbed. Like, even St. John's. Rick Pitino was getting this team going. They were peaking at the right time, too. Even Providence kind of got snubbed. But I'm just saying, like, teams like that should have been there instead of UVA. Especially Pitt. I hate Pitt, but still, I feel for them. I mean, how do you miss a turn like that? Especially when the head-to-head matchup over UVA. Oh, yeah. So the game I got right now is Grambling State and Montana State. That's currently progress, but the game after that should be a good one. Colorado and Boise State. Those teams were at large bid. Like they were one of the last 4 teams that made the tournament that barely made it. So that happened. Yeah. So I think quite liking this one. I kind of like. I mean, it's kind of a tough one. I mean, the Mountain West is for real this year. Their conference is good. But I got to go with Colorado. They got a good run to the Pac-12 tournament just to get here, I think. I don't know. I like them in this one. I can't count out Boise State, but I like Colorado in that one. But let's get into my bracket. who I feel is gonna win the NCAA tournament this year. Who I feel is gonna be who's my Final Four. I want to hear all of it. Let's start with each matchup, honestly, by times instead of this going through the bracket. So Michigan State and Mississippi State. That's the first game tomorrow in the round of 64. That is on at 12:15 on CBS. So who I take in that one? I'm gonna go with Michigan State. That's why I picked my bracket. I'm gonna go with the Spartans. Michigan State. They found a way to get in. And Mississippi State, though, they're playing good. They beat Tennessee, but I gotta go Michigan State in this one. The next one here tomorrow as well. 12:40 on True TV. Duquesne and BYU. Of course, Duquesne's the number 11 seed. BYU is number 6. BYU, first year in the Big 12, they make the NCAA tournament. Duquesne, who won the 8-10 tournament. Yes, they've eliminated my bias, but I think they're one of the hottest teams in the country right now. So I'm actually going to go with an upset here. My first upset pick is Duquesne over BYU. I really think so. I can see it. The way they've been playing right now, they're peaking at the right time, and they made the NCAA tournament win by getting there by winning the 8-10. So give me Duquesne to at least win one NCAA tournament game. Next is a 1:30 game on TNT. It's Creighton and Akron. This game actually will be played in Pittsburgh. Yeah, bad mistake. That's why Akron got in, because Kent State did it themselves. They have a stupid foul. So definitely Creighton. They came so close to making the Final Four last year. I gotta go with the Blue Jays this one. Arizona and Long Beach State. Oof. I mean, Long Beach State. It's an interesting story for them. Before their conference tournament started last week, they decided after the season's over, they're gonna let go of their coach, and all of a sudden, they won the Big West tournament just to get here. So they got their automatic qualifier. That's a weird story. They wanted to get rid of their coach, and then boom, they make the NCAA tournament. But Arizona last year, they lost to a 15 seed in the tournament last year. They lost to Princeton. Just think of that story. They think of that. They lost to Princeton last year. But I think they're not going to go out like an early exit again. They're not. I got to take Arizona. I think they learned their lesson from last year. I think they'll win this one this time. I got to take the Wildcats this one. Oh, goodness. This one, I won't talk about this one this much because it's a mismatch. It's number one seed Carolina out of the West region taking on number 16 seeded Wagner. Wagner won their game last night. They're playing game last night. Meanwhile, Carolina, they've been a really good team. You know, I hate them. As a Duke fan, I hate to admit they are pretty good this year. They'll easily win this one over Wagner. There's no doubt it's not going to be close. It's not going to be close at all. Carolina by a lot. Morehead State, Illinois. This is an interesting one because Morehead State's got one. They got a good team. They're the first team to punch their ticket to the NCAA tournament this year by winning their conference tournament. And meanwhile, Illinois' Big Ten tournament champs this year. Another solid year. I mean, they're both got the same record, 26-8. 3 seed over 14 seed. I mean, 14 seeds have pulled upsets. I don't know. I like Illinois this one. Hello?
Happy March Madness.
That's right. That's right. I've got my bracket filled. I'm looking forward to this tournament this year. Too bad Bonds didn't make it, but hopefully Duke wins it this year.
Did Duke make it in?
Yeah, they're number 4 seed.
It does not too bad.
Nah, about like 68 teams have made it. Yeah, Duke. I mean, they got a tough bracket. They got a tough draw.
When do you see our new safety?
Yeah, I saw we got Mike Edwards today. I mean, I'd say 50-50 in that one.
And did you see our new safety's number?
Oh yeah.
21.
So he's using Poyer's number now. Like it.
And that's what Chiefs fans are saying.
What are they saying?
They're saying that safety's not good.
We'll see how he does.
And did you see our new wide receiver?
Oh yeah.
Curtis Samuel.
Yeah, that's right. Of course, he played college football at Ohio State.
Do you like that, Simon?
Yeah, I like Curtis Samuel. He's pretty good.
He might be our wide receiver number 2.
I think so.
And do you see one wide receiver round 1 in the draft?
I think we'll definitely get one. Maybe Xavier Worthy out of Texas.
I hope that's number one pick.
That'd be nice. But possibly, but I definitely I'm in interest more in that Florida State receiver, that Keon Coleman.
Is it possible for me to join you and your friend for the draft during draft night?
Possibly.
And what would you do if the Bills get a safety first round?
I mean, I'd be a little surprised, but that's their kind of need of a safety.
Hey, Micah Hyde didn't retire yet.
No, I haven't heard official word what's his deal is. Yeah.
And you know where I see him signing if he doesn't retire?
What do you think?
I think he's going to sign with the Bills.
You think he's coming back to Buffalo?
Yeah. What about you?
I mean, I like seeing him back in Buffalo. I mean, he's still doing his charity softball thing, you know.
What do you think is the best thing for Hyde?
I mean, I would like to see him back, or maybe if he goes to another team, but I feel like maybe possibly could retire. Maybe he's had so many injuries lately. Retires a Bill.
Did you see my last stream on YouTube where I played retro ball?
Oh, I did see that.
I didn't get copies already. That's what I'm doing again tonight.
No, that's a good idea. During the off season, that's a good off season thing to do.
And that's what one of my subscribers was like when Buffalo keep on getting touchdowns.
What do you think?
My loyal subscriber was like, no. my loyal subscriber is a Ravens fan or Commanders fan. All fans are welcome. All fans are welcome in my channel.
I like that. That's the same with mine.
And my jersey fell to my cat's litter box. And it was my jersey number 21.
Oh, gotcha.
It wasn't Hoyer.
So it's a different 21?
Yep, Spiller.
Oh, CJ Spiller. Yeah, he's a former Bill, yeah.
Is he former Bill 21?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he also had jersey number 28. He switched his number around a few times when he played.
Well, better be getting live on my channel.
All right.
Thank you for having me on this, Mick.
Absolutely.
They go Bills.
Go Bills.
And F the Dolphins.
That's true. I like hearing that.
One more thing. Guess what Poyer's wife and Poyer said?
What do they say?
They said fins up, and guess what? I was like when they did that.
That's not a good feeling.
I wanted to puke when they said fins up.
Yeah, just hate to hear that from a former Bill.
Well, talk to you later. Go Bills.
Go Bills. All right, back to NCAA tournament stuff. So more at State and Illinois. That's where I picked off or left off here. So this one's tough, but I think I'm gonna go with Illinois. I gotta go with them. I picked my bracket. I'm sticking with that. Illinois will win. More games. 4:00 on TNT here. It's one of the games that'll be in Pittsburgh as well during the afternoon session. Oregon, a number 11 seed, they won the Pac-12 tournament, and number 6 South Carolina. This one's kind of a tough. I mean, South Carolina came out of nowhere. They pulled some upsets this year. I mean, like during the year, but they run ranked and they got to be ranked. That's a pretty good team. I mean, they're up and down, but they have been good. 26-7. They had a great year. I mean, they beating teams like Kentucky, beating like Tennessee, showing why they're ranked. I mean, showing why they're good. Last time they made the NCAA tournament was a final. They made that Final Four run the 2017 NCAA tournament. This one's tough. I mean, Oregon's playing really good too, but I gotta go with South Carolina. Go Cox on this one. I gotta go with them. I gotta go with South Carolina. I think they've had a tremendous season. I gotta take them this one. 4:30 on TBS Thursday tomorrow. Nevada, number 10 seed, coming out of the Mountain West, will take on number 7 seed Dayton. Dayton's had a great year coming out of the Atlantic 10. But the Bonnies played them tough this year. And of course, Dayton, they got Deron Holmes, who could possibly just be one of the best players in the country right now. And he's just fun to watch. He's tough to guard, definitely. I gotta go with Dayton in this one. Nevada, the Mountain West is for real, like I've been saying. Nevada's been having a good year too, but I gotta go with Dayton. Deron Holmes is gonna go off. He's gonna have at least 30 points and at least over 10 rebounds. Yeah, he's gonna go off, man. I gotta go with Deron Holmes. I like to see what he does in the NCAA tournament. Now it's one of the evening session here, like of Thursday's games. Colorado State, who won their game last night, we were just talking about not too long ago. They're taking on number 7 seed Texas. Yeah, the Colorado State won their playing game over UVA. Texas, this team was in the Final Four last year. Texas was looking to get another run back to the Final Four. I'd say they'll at least win this game. I got to go with the Longhorns. Next game, 7 o'clock on CBS tomorrow. Oakland and Kentucky. And Kentucky's been scoring a lot, but their defense is terrible. They got a not good defense this year. They give up a lot of points. That's the thing. That's what Kentucky's been doing. They give up a lot of points this year. But I'm going to still take Kentucky this one. Oakland, they're a good season, but Kentucky's be too much for them in this one. I think they'll score enough points to win. McNeese State and Gonzaga. This one, 5 and 12 seed. That's a common upset. 12 seed over 5 usually. And McNeese's 30-3. What a season they had. And Gonzaga, we thought they were going to miss this year. We thought they would miss the tournament this year. But they had a great, they turned it around when they beat Kentucky, I think back in February. That's what turned their season around. And they beat St. Mary's 2-1, but they lost them in the conference championship game. I was actually leaning towards picking McNeese State, but I got to take the Zags. I got to take Gonzaga still. I'll pick them in that one. I got to take them. I can't count them out in the NCAA tournament. 7:35 Eastern time on True TV. South Dakota State, number 15 seed, taking on the Big 12 tournament champions. Oh, hello?
Instigator Mick, how's it going?
Going good. How you doing, Q?
Pretty good. Just cracking open a cold one for you.
Oh, hell yeah.
So excited for the March Madness tournament, I assume.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I got the one of the playing games on right now. It's in overtime.
So I gotta ask, how much gambling are you gonna be doing over the weekend?
I'll be doing a good amount. I'm definitely betting on Duke.
Oh yeah, you're betting big on Duke?
Oh yeah, I think they'll win the whole thing.
That's your team that you think they're gonna pull through the whole tournament?
I think so. They got a tough draw, but thing is, in a tough bracket, they can really pull it off. Against good teams.
Yeah, they absolutely can. Anything can happen in the tournament. There's always upsets. There's always crazy things going on. Who do you think the biggest upset team is that's going to make it to the Final Four?
Ooh, if I had to choose one, possibly, it could possibly be maybe Dayton, maybe of the Atlantic 10.
That'd be pretty awesome to see. Being a Bonus fan and seeing the team from the same conference make it to the Final Four, that'd be very exciting.
That's the one team I could see being a Cinderella, possibly, but don't count St. Peter's. They're back in the tournament.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
very excited for the weekend coming up. A lot of basketball games, a lot of stuff going on.
Absolutely.
Well, good luck with your March Madness bracket. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, of course, anytime.
All right, see you, bud.
Yeah. So Iowa State, they beat Houston by at least almost 30 points. They beat them 28 in the Big 12 championship game. South Dakota State, a powerhouse as usual in the Summit League. Could that be an upset? No, I don't see it. Iowa State will win. Cyclones could be a deep team. They can make a deep run. The season they've had, great coach, TJ Otzenberger. He's been great this year. Iowa State's good. They were good last year. They were fun to watch last year because they had so many former Bonnie players. But this year's a little different. But I gotta go with Iowa State still. There's a deep team this year. These are now the 9 o'clock, the super late games here. St. Peter's, the Peacocks, back in the tournament for the first time in a couple seasons. The last time they made it was 2022 when they made it all the way to Elite Eight. That's when they had Daryl Banks III, who went up transferring the Bombs. But yeah, that's when they had him. They had Doug Edert. I saw him in Brooklyn. That's right, Doug Edert. He was there supporting his former St. Peter's teammate. He was sitting in the bonus section. So yeah, pretty cool seeing him there. But yeah, St. Peter's is back. The Peacocks, but they're against Tennessee. Tennessee's a really fun team to watch, especially Dalton Connect. Watch out for him. He can average 30 points or more. Sometimes even 40s. He's fun to. He's really fun to watch up in this tournament. I mean, I would take St. Peter's, but I was like, nah, I can't count Dalton Connect, especially the coaching of Rick Barnes, how good this team is. I gotta go with Tennessee. That one. This next game at 9:40. I mean, the NC State Wolfpack. What a run they had in the ACC tournament last week. 5 wins in 5 days. I mean, from the first day of the ACC tournament all the way to winning the ACC tournament. I mean, what a run. Just to get here. They were like outside of the bubble, and all of a sudden they just came out of nowhere, won the whole thing, beat Carolina in the championship game. And you got Texas Tech, 6th seed. They've been here before. I don't know. I think it's another one of those 11-6 upsets. I got to take the Wolfpack. I don't know. I think, I was thinking of taking Texas Tech, but like NC State's, they're one of the hottest teams in the country too. They could possibly be a Cinderella story team, possibly as well as another one I could see. But I got to go with the Wolfpack over Texas Tech. This one this next game, here we go, Sanford at Kansas. I don't know if you heard the news last night. Kansas, their star player, he's out for the whole NCAA tournament. So that's a big loss if you're Kansas, man. That's a big, big loss. Right now. So originally I picked them to beat Sanford, but now when I saw the injury report, I was like, oh, I can't pick them this time. I got to go with the upset. I'm going Sanford. They're pretty good this year. I mean, the way they can play, oh, look out. But that's a big loss for Kansas. I mean, McCullough, he's just losing him out for the whole entire NCAA tournament. Yikes. Yeah, Kevin McCullough Jr., he's been ruled out for the NCAA tournament. So, yeah, that is one of the big news right now. Kansas has been so beat up injury-wise. I was originally going to take Kansas, but I'm going to have to go with Sanford in the upset now. 13 seed over 4 seed, I think. This one of my upset picks as well. Last but not least, for the Thursday slate of games, Drake facing Washington State. Wazoo. How the Pac-12 we call them Wazoo. Washington State. They made it to the tournament for the first time since 2008. Drake, they've been here before. They were in the tournament last year. I mean, Drake, I think they could go far too, possibly. I mean, I'm going to take Drake this one. I would take Washington State, but I got to go with the Drake Bulldogs this one. They are a good team. They're legit. They're 28-6. That's a team. That's a dangerous team. Dangerous number 10 seed. I mean, really are. Let's move on to Friday's games. I picked Northwestern and FAU. This is out of the South region. This is in Brooklyn. What do I like in this one? FAU, they were one of the Cinderella teams of last year. Make it all the way to the Final Four. Northwestern, meanwhile, making it back-to-back NCAA tournaments for the first time in school history. So who do I like in this one? I'm gonna take FAU. They can make another run. I mean, I gotta go with them. They're still a threat. Can they make another run? Though we'll find out though. Like once the tournament gets going, really going. Colgate and Baylor, 14 seed Colgate. I mean, they've been to the tournament 5 consecutive seasons now. Colgate has been. Baylor, they've been an experienced team. They won a national championship in 2021 during the COVID year. Where wasn't that much fans. But I gotta go with Baylor still. I mean, they're still good. I wanted to take Colgate, but I think Baylor's still too much for them. I gotta take the Baylor Bears in this one. UAB and San Diego State. 5-12. That could be an upset. Of course, UAB, they got Alejandro Vasquez, a former Bonnie, on there. They're one of the hottest teams too out there. UAB's out there coming out of the American Athletic. Their first year in the conference. They win the conference tournament. And San Diego State, that was a team that got all the way to the national championship. It was the runner-up, losing to UConn last year in the championship game last year. I'm going to go with San Diego State. I think they're on a mission possibly, but yeah, give me the Aztecs in that one. Western Kentucky and Marquette. Shaka Smart getting his team back to the NCAA tournament again for a second straight season for Marquette. I mean, this one will take long. Western Kentucky, they won the Conference USA, but I got to go with Marquette. This one here. Next, 2:45 is on CBS. This is in the Barclays Center as well. Stetson, number 16 seed, will take on, of course, Stetson. This is their first NCAA tournament appearance. UConn, the defending national champions, the number 1 overall seed, looking to repeat as NCAA as national champions. So I'm going to take the UConn Huskies. That's an easy pick. They'll dominate Stetson. There's no question there. Next, 3 o'clock Friday on True TV, New Mexico, the Mountain West Tournament champs this year, will take on number 6 seed out of the ACC, Clemson. I don't know how Clemson got in this year, but they did. They had a good season. I mean, one of my least favorite college basketball players on there because, long story, because he played high school basketball and beat Olean, Joe Girard III. I can't stand him. Transferred from Syracuse. But hey, Duke never lost him. But I mean, of course, but the only thing fun about this Clemson team I think I'm interested about is that PJ Hall. He's fun to watch. I mean, for a big fella, he can hit the 3. But I gotta go with New Mexico. This is one of my 11. Another upset I got. I gotta go with the Lobos. An upset over Clemson. Definitely gotta go with that one. Next, the Ivy League tournament champion Yale Bulldogs, number 13 seed, will take on the number 4 seed SEC tournament champion Auburn Tigers. Did Yale pull an upset? The answer is no. I gotta go with Auburn. Gotta go with Auburn in this one. I'm picking them. They'll win theirs. Next, the Florida Gators will take on either the winner of tonight's game, Colorado and Boise State. Whoever wins that will take on Florida. I mean, one of them I could pull that stuff. I gotta go with the Gators. The Florida Gators will at least win one game. Now the evening session of Friday's games: Texas A&M and Nebraska. For Nebraska, Keisei Tamagawa, he's been fun. I mean, he's a guard out of Japan. He's pretty fun to watch. I mean, Nebraska, they surprised us. This is their first NCAA tournament in a decade. So good to have them back in the tournament. I mean, Nebraska got some big wins this year. They did upset Purdue when they were number 1 at the time back in January. So that's one of the big wins too. They had a solid season. So Texas A&M, under Buzz Williams, back in the NCAA tournament for the 2nd straight year. A&M, they got a lot of good guard play out of both teams. But at the end of the day, I got to go with Nebraska. They got the better guard in this one. I think, Fred Hoiberg got a good team he built around him. So definitely go with Nebraska as head coach. Coach Fred Hoiberg is going to get his first NCAA tournament win. So give me them. But now, my Duke Blue Devils. Here we go. They take on Vermont. They're in Brooklyn. Duke, I mean, they've been struggling lately. They lost in the AC tournament to NC State. Of course, NC State they had that big run to go win the whole thing in the ACC, win their tournament. But Duke, what was one and done in the AC tournament? They lost to Carolina. What is up with them lately? They've been kind of up and down. I mean, they struggled this year, but I think they're going to get more consistency in the NCAA tournament, I feel like. Vermont is no joke, though. Vermont is no joke at all. They are not a joke at all. So I can't count them out. But y'all know damn well I'm going to pick. I'm going to pick Duke in this one, but it's not going to be easy. I got to go with the Blue Devils over Vermont. Oh, Purdue as a 1 seed again. That's dangerous. They lost to 16 seed last year. They lost to Fairleigh Dickinson. But they'll take on Grambling State, either Grambling State or Montana State. The winner of this game I'm watching right now looks like it's going to be Grambling State. They're going to end up winning in overtime. So most likely be Grambling State and Purdue. I think history will not repeat itself. Purdue will beat a 16 seed this time. So give me the Boilermakers in that one. Watch the ending of this one. Oh, baby. So this is going to go final. Grambling State, after making their first ever NCAA tournament appearance, gets their first NCAA tournament win. They beat Montana State in overtime and will face Purdue. So good for them. Tough loss for Montana State. So hey, good for Grambling State. So they will play Purdue. We're just talking about it, that matchup. But now back to Serie A, 7:35 on True TV Friday night. Alabama and Charleston. Alabama back in the tournament again. And meanwhile, Charleston came up a little short of their upset last year. Could Charleston pull up an upset this year? Yeah, I'd say yes. I think Charleston will beat Alabama. There's still a lot of good upsets that could happen. Charleston definitely is one of them, I think. We'll do it this time. Second time's a charm. I think after coming up a little bit short last year, Charleston will win one. Now the 9 o'clock games. Houston and Longwood. Longwood. I mean, 2 of the last 3 seasons, they made the NCAA tournament. And of course, Bonas beat Longwood, so hey, makes us look kind of good. But Houston, meanwhile, would have been the number 1 overall seed if they didn't get destroyed by Iowa State, but they're their second number 1 overall seed overall. But I got to go with the Cougars. They'll win this one. They'll beat Longwood. JMU, James Madison, what a year they had. 31-3, including a win over Michigan State this year. Number 12 seed will take on number 5 seed out of the Big Ten, Wisconsin Badgers. Could JMU be another Big Ten team in the end? I think JMU will pull up an upset. I got to go with this one. This is definitely one of my big upset picks. I just knew I had to pick JMU one of them because they had one hell of a year, winning their regular season and tournament title. So definitely James Madison over Wisconsin. Give me them. 9:55 on TBS. TCU and Utah State. TCU back in the mix. And Utah State, of course, they're back in the tournament again after being there last year. So 8-9 seeds is a tough one, but definitely got to go with TCU. And they're in a tougher conference in the Big 12. I got to go with the Horned Frogs. But last, to finish off the round of 64 preview, St. Mary's and Grand Canyon. St. Mary's, your regular season and tournament title. Grand Canyon, 29-4. They had a great season. They could put possible offsets up. I don't think so. I got to go with the Gales of St. Mary's. They'll win that one. They will win that 16. Auburn, San Diego State. Ugh, another tough one. I got to go with Auburn. They'll make the Sweet 16 as well. Duquesne, Illinois. I think I pick Illinois to beat Duquesne in that one. And now the East region. Finish off the East region. I got Iowa State beating Drake. Michigan. I got Carolina beating Michigan State. I got St. Mary's beating Charleston. So I got St. Mary's in the Sweet 16 with Carolina. I got Baylor beating New Mexico. I got Dayton upsetting Arizona, which that's one of my teams. I think it's going to go far. See the South region. I got Houston beating Nebraska. I got Duke beating James Madison. I got Kentucky beating NC State. I got Marquette over Florida. TCU over Purdue. I got Gonzaga taking out Stanford. So I think, TCU over number 1 seed Purdue. And you got South Carolina beating Creighton. I got Texas beating Tennessee. But all right, my final 4 teams. I got Dayton going to the Elite 8, so which is kind of a shocker. That's kind of surprised. My final 4 teams, I got UConn, North Carolina against each other on one side of the bracket. And the other side, I got Duke and Creighton. I think Creighton will make the Final 4 this year. So I got Duke beating Creighton. I got Carolina and Duke. So I got Duke and Carolina for the championship. And you know I'm going to pick Duke to win the whole thing. So yeah, that's my Final 4. I got Duke winning it all this year. Oh yeah. But there'll be more NCAA tournament coverage next Wednesday when I talk about the Sweet 16 and the Elite 8. So let's see if I get a perfect bracket, which is very tough to do. It's tough to get a perfect bracket. Probably not, but I'll have a very consistent bracket, hopefully. We'll see if I can get all my good amount of offset picks right. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the NCAA tournament this weekend. Definitely enjoy your basketball weekend, definitely. And I'll see you next Wednesday at 8:30, same time, same place. See y'all next week.